Ag sa tíine go na tíis hat guúde at cawdechit at joe ach iwak siich ach screenye kakwa u. It's time. Thanks for coming here. It's time for class to start, so I'm gonna share my screen and we'll get started. Da chun yagi ya yagi at gadechit dis yudo wasak ya dis jin kat kaneskiawachi. It's the fourth day of the week. It's the month that animals give birth in June, and 13 days have passed this month. Couple of announcements. Again, I mentioned this last week, but this class is extended to Wednesday, July 3rd. So normally this class is going to be Tuesdays and Thursdays, 12 to 1, but for that very last week, since it's a holiday, we'll have it on Monday and Wednesday. I'll keep updating you guys on this as we go so that everyone knows what time to be here. But we'll continue Tuesdays and Thursdays at 12 p.m. and through the rest of June. Today I put together some slides on feelings. We practiced a dialogue where someone asks their friend how they're doing, and they just say "Tlechwasa," which is "I'm fine." And this week, I want to start getting into more ways to express yourself. If you're feeling sad, if you're hungry, thirsty, tired, feeling strong, things like that. So, we'll be practicing those today, and then also how to include those expressions into conversation. Another thing I wanted to bring up, since we just had canoe journey and celebration, and it's been on my mind a lot, the way that you acknowledge opposite clans, both as a guest to a community when you're asked to introduce yourself and speak, and also the way I saw people doing it on stage at celebration when they're introducing their dance groups. So, since I have some experience with this and it's fresh in my mind, I want to share those things today and make space to talk about them because that's a big part of language learning is how to say things, but also what to say. And then next Tuesday, I think we'll continue with transcription, keep studying speeches by master speakers, and continue our practice that way as well. Any questions before we jump in? All right. So this is birth moon, the month that animals give birth, and let's practice the name together. Please repeat after me. Atkadechitisi.
The Disi.
Ah, good. Cheese. So for our warm up today, we'll go over the 4 expressions of feelings that we started to dip our toes into on Tuesday. We'll just practice the pronunciation today for our warm up. And the first one, go ahead and repeat after me for I'm fine. Tlechwasa.
Leshwasa.
Tlechwasa.
Ah. You see the word tlech in here, which means not, or it's a sign that there's going to be negative, like not or isn't. And this is translated as I'm fine, but it kind of means like there's nothing wrong. Next one, I'm feeling fine. This is using positive words. My feelings are good. Yake means good. And the whole expression, go ahead and repeat after me. Ach tuwu yake.
Ach tuwu yake.
Ach tuwu yake.
Good. That one's more like, yeah, I'm feeling good. My feelings and my spirit is good. If you're feeling sad, you would say, repeat after me, Ach tuwu yanik.
Ach tuwu yani.
Ah, good. So we talk about these feelings in English as being good or sad. In Tlingit, you're talking about your inner being. So you can think of that as your spirit or your feelings, your emotional being. And in line two, when we say I'm feeling fine, yake means it's good. Yaniuk in line three means it's sick. So we describe that feeling in English as being sad. In Tlingit, you would describe it as my spirit or my inner being, my feelings is sick. Same emotion. So next one, I'm feeling brave or strong. This one I mentioned last class that I would use this in response to someone else's speech. If someone shares words of encouragement, then that's when I would use this phrase, I'm feeling brave or strong. Not to boast, but to thank them for their words. Like, thanks to your words, I'm feeling brave and strong. Thank you. So let's practice this phrase in line four. Ach tuwulitzin.
Ach tuwulitzin.
Good. Really good. I'm feeling brave and strong. So new vocabulary. I added emojis to the feelings that we learned on Tuesday, and we're gonna practice with them today, just like with our other vocab items. So the first one, repeat after me. Tleshwasa.
Leshwa.
Quatsa.
Ach tuwuyike.
Ach tuwuyake.
Ach tuwuyake.
Okay, good. Ach tuwuyanig.
Ach tuwuyanik.
Tuwuyanik.
Ach tuwulitzin.
Ach tuwulitzin.
Ach tuwulitzin.
Again, tleshwasa.
Kleshwasa.
Leshwasa.
Ach tuwuyike.
Ach
Ach
tuwuyake.
tuwuyake.
Ach tuwuyanig.
Ach tuwuyanik.
Tuwuyanik.
Ach tuwulitzin.
Ach tuwulitzin.
Tuwulitzin.
Good. Really good. Vocab review for some of our hot sippable liquids. We're going to start combining our two dialogues around how do you feel with what do you want? Are you hungry? I'm thirsty. So we'll keep going with the hot sippable liquids. So this one is super broth. And repeat after me. Tahini.
Tahini.
Mm. Chayu.
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 Kahwe.
Tah.
Again, tahini.
Tahini.
Chayu.
Chayu.
Kahwe.
Kahwe.
Okay. So looking at our conversation practice using our vocab items in conversation, our first dialogue that we practiced was around the question, how are you? And I modified our conversation to include one of our new emotions that we've learned newly in this class for feeling sad. So this time we're going to say I'm sad, and I made a whole dialogue around it. So let's practice them. Line A, repeat after me. Wasa iati.
Wasa.
Wasa iyati.
Ach tuwu yanik.
Ach, tuwuyan.
Tuwu yanik.
Achadi.
Ach, adi.
Adi.
Wanach sawe tuwu yanik.
Wanach sawe.
Sovet. Tuwu yanik.
Tuwanik.
Good. Chatu latish.
Chatwutlitish.
Ishan.
Ishan.
So this dialogue is sad, but if one of your friends is feeling sad, then you want to be able to comfort them. So included some lines about, "Oh, my precious thing, achadi," and "Why are you sad?" "Wanach sawa itu yanuk." Just so that we can, learn to express ourselves, and no matter how we're feeling. So I'll be person A. Let's do it as a dialogue this time. I'll be person A, and you all collectively be person B. Um, so here we go. Wasa iati.
Ach, tuwuyanik.
Achadi. Wanach sawe tuwu yanuk.
Chatwutlitish.
Ishan. Um, I might also add ikwa. You guys have heard that phrase before, yeah? Just to encourage people. Okay, so let's switch roles, and you all be person A, and I will be person B. So ready, go.
Wasa iati.
Ach, tuwu yanik.
Ach, adi. Wanach sawe.
Tuwu yanik.
Chatwa latish.
Ishan.
Good job. Any questions on these lines? We'll continue to practice them. I think probably for next class, I'll use this as our warm up and we'll do a fill in the blank and just start to get more familiar with it where it's ingrained in our memories. A couple more things. I want to shift our conversation toward our feelings, our physical feelings, like I'm hungry or thirsty, I want water. We need to be able to talk with each other about food and eating and drinking, as well as our emotional state. So, three that I just picked out for us are I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, and I want water. So, the first one for I'm hungry, repeat after me. Ach itian uaha.
Ach, itian uaha.
Good. Again, ach itian uaha.
Ach, itian uaha.
Okay, good. I'm thirsty. Chet shawakuch.
Chat
Ach,
shawakuch.
Good. Again, chet shawakuch.
shawakuk.
Wakuch.
And I want water. Hin ach tuwasigu.
Hin ach tuwasigu.
Good. This line, line 3 for I want water, I want to point out that when you're expressing you want something, you use these 3 lines. Repeat these 3 lines after me. Ach tuwasigu.
Ach,
Ach
tuwas.
tuwasigu.
Yeah. Do these 3 lines sound similar to another expression you know about? I'm gonna make a
I'm
slide.
happy.
Yeah, away. I'm gonna make a slide so we can see the comparison because it's easy to confuse them, and it helps me to see them together. So I'll put a blank here for I want, because we can fill in the blank if it's water or fish or anything. So I want is achtuwasigu. I'm happy is a really similar sounding phrase, but it's important to say it the way it is. They're different sounding, so let me type it up. Okay, and I'll put the words in bold that are similar so we see the difference here. Okay, so I want blank. Repeat after me. Achtuwa sigu.
Achtuwasigu.
And compare that to I'm happy. Repeat after me. Achtuwosigu.
Achtuwasigu.
So these two words sound really similar. They both use the word sigu, and but they have very different meanings. So the first one is when you want something. The important thing is to remember this wa sound, versus in when I'm happy, you're talking about your insides or your feelings. You say tu. So again, repeat after me. Just this middle word for want, to wa.
Tuwa.
And then for I'm happy, my insides, tu.
Tuwa.
Okay, good. So that's the difference between these two phrases, and we'll keep working with them, but it's important to say them correctly so that you're not accidentally saying you're happy when you actually want something. I had pick 4 more feelings, and where I'm getting these phrases from is Lingit Class. And there's a chapter on, let me take you there, cooking, eating, and talking about food. So as we build dialogues to include these new feelings of being hungry, we can pull more expressions, but we're just starting with the base feeling. So are you hungry? If you're asking someone if they're hungry, let's practice this one. This second line here, are you hungry? If you're talking to one person, repeat after me. Iitkeyan uaha.
Iitkeyan uaha.
So you're asking, are you hungry? And then if you're hungry, this is our line that we used. Repeat after me. Ach ityan uaha.
Ach ityan uaha.
You can also say, I'm getting hungry, right here. So repeat this one after me. Ach ideya ya nahain.
Ach, ideya yanahe.
Starting to get hungry. For me, this is about 10 minutes before I'm a completely new person, from starting to get hungry to it's an emergency, feed me. You can also say what you're hungry for. So, pilot bread, you can put it at the beginning of your Lingit word, which in Lingit, they use the word gat for pilot bread. That's actually comes from the word for fungus. So let's take a look at it really quick. Gat in the dictionary. Or actually, let's look up the Tlingit word.
Would it mold or something? Is that why?
I think it was because of the shape and the size that it looked similar to the one that you find in the woods. So let me find, oh, it's high tone. Let me find the Tlingit entry for it. Oh yeah, bracket fungus. So I'm gonna actually look this up in Google Images. Oh yeah, tree fungus. So I just want to look up an image.
Chaga,
So
maybe? Like
what's
chaga?
that?
Like chaga, maybe?
I'm not sure. Maybe chaga or maybe that one that that's like um about the size of pilot bread, same color. Let's find it. Oh yeah, this one. Polypore. Yeah. So this is ghat, and when the European immigrants brought pilot bread to Lingit lands, Lingit people used the word for this to talk about their crackers. I guess it looks kind of similar, but that's why we use ghat for crackers or pilot bread. So let me find another. Okay, here's a description in the dictionary. Astaqadli. So bracket fungus, conchs, tree fungus, cracker around the tree. Originally just ghat, which now means pilot bread. Huh. So this is one of the ways that languages evolve when there's two nations of people coming together and communicating with each other. Looks like the word for got reassigned to pilot bread, and now asqadli is fungus. So anyway, if you're hungry for pilot bread, you would use this word. Repeat it after me. Qat.
Got.
Uh, so you can put the thing you're hungry for and then just follow it with these three words. Repeat it after me. Achit uaha.
Ach, eat, uaha.
So the whole line. Qat achit uaha.
Got. Ach, eat, uaha.
Uh, what would you say if you're hungry for king salmon? You guys remember
Ah,
yeah. Yeah,
ah,
so
ach, eat, uaha.
ik. What about if you're hungry for soup or broth?
Tahini, ach, eat, uaha.
Ik. Really good. So, you can put any word here for the food you're hungry for and then say achit uaha. And I'll show you the other ones I picked out um, on the next page. I pulled really basic meanings, and we can evolve from there to I'm not thirsty. What are you thirsty for? But I just started with really basic ones. I'm thirsty. Here's one we practiced. Chet shawakuch. And we have lots of different things in here. We're looking for feelings. So we have I want water. We could do I'm full. Let me just check these other ones really quick. A hot thing. Yeah, so let's do I'm full. Let's do I'm full of liquid because all of our food phrases so far are liquids. So chet shawat it. Oops. Chet shawat it. Is there a T in there? Chet shawat it. Yeah. Of liquid. So go ahead and repeat this one after me. I'm full of liquid, like you just had a bunch of soup. Khat shawat it.
Cut shawat.
Shower.
Ah, okay. I think I'll do our make a dialogue. Yeah, let's start. Let's just start on the dialogue. We might not make our whole one today, but we already have some, at least one line we can put in here. So this time, instead of being sad, we have a different feeling. So repeat after me for how are you? Wa sa iyati.
Wa
Wasayati.
Uh, now we have some feelings here we can choose from. We have these, and we also have all of these. So which feeling should we pick for our dialogue? There's tleshwasa, achtuwu yake, achtuwu yunig, achtuwu litzin. And then we also have achityan uaha, chet shawakuch, hin achtuwasiku, and chet shawakit. So which one should we use?
Ach eat yan uaha.
Ah, yikwati konachish. We'll use that one. Achityan uha. So I'm going to copy it from our vocab list and put it in our new dialogue. So the reason I'm doing this in front of you is I kind of want to show you how you can build your ability to speak around topics using the resources we have. The one we're using today is Lingit Class. Okay, so now someone asks us how we are. Wasa iyati, we tell them achityan uaha, which means I'm hungry. And if you look through the phrase book, you can find potential responses to that. Someone asks how you are, you tell them I'm hungry. What else might they say to you? So let's go back to the section around food and eating. I'm hungry. Look down here, we have a couple of different things. There's, are you hungry for berries? Someone tells you that they're hungry. What are other things you might say?
What are you hungry for?
Ah, good. What are you hungry for? So let's put that in our English side. Are you hungry for? And I've seen this in Lingit Renachsa, in Lingit, and it's, where is that? I'm gonna put my guess just from my memory, and then we'll check the spelling. So, dasai tuasiku ichai. I'm gonna put a question mark so that I know I need to check my spelling on this phrase before I use it in a conversation. Oh, I know where it was. Okay, so this is Tlingit Nachsa. The other resource we can use for phrases is Tlingit Nachach, which is the mini phrase book by John Marks. And so I'm going to open this one up. And I'll also open the audio file so we can hear how Johnny says it. And this one is the text. How are you? Let me close these apps. Let's make it big so we can see what we're doing here. Thirsty, tired. There's a section around food. Okay, here we go. What? I want water. So here's one phrase we can use. What do you want to eat? And this one in Lingit Class, the phrase book, I mean the CD, the audio CD, it's under the section mealtime on track 13. So I'm gonna zoom in. And we have so many good phrases we can use. Did you eat? I just ate. We'll eat at 6. I'm cooking fish. There's so many things that we say when we talk to each other about food. Um, and so we can start here with what do you want to eat? And I'll practice it with you and then let's listen to how Johnny says it. So repeat after me. This line here. Dasa ituwa sigu yechaye.
Tasa itawasigu yehaye.
Good. So I'm going to correct my spelling. I had guessed ichaye, but we actually need a Y here. Yechaye. So I'm going to fix that in my dialogue. And then I can take off my question mark because I'm pulling this from a resource that I trust. So we'll practice both of these. We'll practice all of track 13 and then we'll listen to all of them. So next one, what do you want to drink? Repeat after me. Dasa ituwasigu idanaye.
Tasa itawasigu idanaye.
Okay, good. Your tones are good. Next one, what's for dinner? Let's start with the end. When there's a long sentence and I'm new to it, I like to start at the end and kind of build my way forward. So let's do this word. It means we will eat, and repeat it after me. Qachtucha.
Tucha.
And then this phrase dasa means what. So now we're asking a question. So let's start here. Dasa qachtucha.
Tasa kachtuha.
What are we gonna eat? This whole top line of the phrase is this evening's food. So atcha is food. Yachana atchayi is this evening's food. So dinner tonight. So this evening, repeat after me the first two words. Yachana.
Yachana.
And then atchayi. So the whole top line. Yachana atchayi.
Yachana atchayi.
Da sekachtucha.
Tasa kachtuha.
Yeah. So the whole line. Yachana atchayi. Da sekachtucha.
Yachana atchayi. Tasa kachtuha.
Good. And I just wanted to practice them all so that when we listen to Johnny, we're a little familiar. But now I'm going to hit play on his track 13. So I think this is in disc 2. Or is it? Let me check. Yeah, disc 2. Track 13. I'm going to hit play and then I'll take us back to our text. You can feel free to repeat after him or stay muted and repeat. It's up to you, but I won't stop it and start it. I'll just let it go through.
What do you want to eat?
Dasitwa sikuyechai. Dasitwa sikuyechai.
What do you want to drink?
Dasitwa sikuitanai. Dasitwa sikuitanai.
What's for dinner?
Yachan atchai dasikachtucha. Yachan atchai dasikachtucha.
Any questions on those or anything you noticed about Johnny Mark's pronunciation? Okay. Let's go back to our dialogue and see what we have. So, our whole dialogue so far, let's do it from the top. Wa sa'iyat. You can repeat after me. Wa sa'iyati.
Wasa'iyati.
And then next line. Akh'itian uaha.
Ach'itian uaha.
And then this next line means what do you want to eat, which is pretty similar to what we started with. What do you want to eat? Da sa'itua sigu yachaye.
Dasa'itua sigu yichaye.
And then this person can either add something like, oh, this is what I'm cooking, or we can make a line for the next line, person B. What might come next in this dialogue?
For person B or person A continued?
Either one, because we can make our own.
Maybe I'm hungry for salmon.
Yeah, I like it. I'm hungry for salmon. And any guesses? Do you remember how to say that? Just off the top of your head, best guess?
No, and we'd also have to pick the kind of salmon, right?
We could, or we could use the generic word for fish, which often gets used for salmon, which is khat. So, yeah, we could, you're taking us in a cool direction where we can modify a phrase that we know. We'll look at it and then modify it to fit our dialogue. So, I'm hungry for salmon. Where I'm going to start is in Lingit Class, and then I'm going to look at Lingit Class. We have I'm eating fish. They use this word khat for fish. It's dinner time. Wash your hands. I'm hungry. It looks like Lingit is the better resource for I'm hungry for a specific food because we saw phrases for that. But both these resources together are just such a they have so much in them. Okay, so I'm hungry for fish. I'm going to go back up to this section where we were looking at I'm hungry for fill in the blank. And we see options here. The one we practiced was I'm hungry for pilot bread. Now we have our format. I'm hungry for blank. It would be blank eat waha. So let's put it in our dialogue and practice it. Food. Eat uaha. And I'll check my spelling. Eat uaha. Looks good. So now we're gonna change got to the actual food we're hungry for. Oh, and here we have for salmon, we actually have your whole line here. I'm hungry for salmon. So they have this word khat, eat uaha. I'm gonna put it in our dialogue. And I'm happy with that for now, for this exercise, because we've already made 4 lines. So let's practice this last line. Repeat after me. Khat achit uaha.
Chat uha.
Yeah. So from the top, repeat after me, please. Wasa'iyati.
Wasa iti.
Achit yan uaha.
It yan uha.
Da sa'itu wasugu yachaye.
Dasa itawasigu yechai.
Khat achit uaha.
Chat it uha.
Good. Nice. So just like that, we're starting to build our conversational skills around one of our feelings, where I'm hungry. Now we're learning how to talk back and forth with someone about their hunger. And we're going to make our way in the next couple of weeks toward a solution. And we'll start talking about I'm cooking this, what time is dinner, and stuff like that. Any questions about these?
Like,
Okay. So I'm going to switch gears here to talk about some of the cultural practices that are related to Tlingit language use. And the one on my mind is clan names because I got invited to Pull with Cake on Canoe Journey this year. And there's some things that happened that I want to share that were really positive and that are part of my language learning journey. And that's how to properly recognize clans when you're a guest to their land. So I'll start to share about this and then see what questions you guys have or comments, and we'll practice some language around it. So on day 2, I think, 2 and 3, we spent time in Huna, and we pulled from Cake as a community. Tlingit and Haida also sponsored 2 canoes, and one of those canoes was mostly crewed by people from Yakutat, and then another one was crewed by people from Juneau. And so we came together to Huna as 4 canoes, 2 from Cake and then 2 from Tlingit and Haida. But the reason I bring that up is that part of the landing ceremony when you go to a community on a canoe is to ask permission to come ashore. And so you need to explain who you are, where you're from, and what your intentions are. And then you don't come ashore, you don't come up to the dock, you don't push all the way up to the beach until you've been told, please come ashore. And so the way that connects to acknowledging clans is that this would be the next step for me, or usually I'm mentoring young people on the protocol in the language so that they can go up front and ask permission to come ashore and sing it. But one of my goals for next time is to also help them acknowledge their opposite clans. So if they're of a Raven moiety, they have relations on the Eagle side of the clans from that area, then maybe they would want to add like my father's people are the Wushkitan, so that people who are ashore from the community that you're landing at can feel acknowledged and feel seen and be aware of your specific clan relationship to them. I'm Koyukon Athabaskan, so I'm not of either of moiety. I tend to approach the communities as sort of more of an in-law or distant relative. But for me, my main priority is that the young people who are Tlingit from the community and the canoe I'm at learn how to say these words. And they did a really good job, and I'm still beaming. I feel proud of them. Okay, so anyway, when we went to Huna, our host was kind enough to text us who all the clans were and their moieties of the Hunakawu, which are the people of Huna, in case we were at that level where we would be acknowledging opposite clans. And these are the ones they shared. First of all, when you have a community, that community will have a name like Hunakawu or Yakdat Kwan or Antak Kwan. Those are the people of that area. And then within this larger group, this entity of the people of the land, you're going to have multiple clans of both moieties. And so these are the Raven clans who were present at Hunakawu or who are from Huna. And the first one, let's repeat. So we'll go down the list of the Raven side and repeat these clan names after me. Duckdane Tan,
Dain Tan,
Llwgnach Adi,
Llwg Nachadi,
Inedi,
Inedi,
Kach Adi.
Kach Adi.
Yeah, and actually now that I'm looking at this, I see some spelling mistakes I need to fix. Oops. I'm just gonna fix the tones really quick and then I'll do it next time. We'll keep practicing with these. Kach Adi. And then while I'm at it, I'm gonna spell check this clan name. And the Duckdane Tan, for some reason I want to say it's underline K, but let's double check in our resource. So if you go to the beginning Tlingit workbook, there's a really good section we might read on Ha Tlingit Chsiti, our Tlingit identity. And this is, Renee did a really good job describing clans and crests and opposite. But beneath it is a list of clans by the area that they're from. So anyway, I'm gonna search Duckdane Tan. And this is just another way we can learn more about clans and the people whose land we're going to in Tlingit country. So I'm gonna zoom in. So it is an underline K. I'm gonna fix it in my slide. And then just a quick glimpse at the description in this chart. The Duckdane Tan are people of the house toward the side, island on the outer coast beyond Cape Spencer, or inside Lituya Bay. Primary crests is the black-legged kittiwake, and then secondary crests include frog, whale, Mount Fairweather, freshwater coho, sockeye, bullhead, snail, and Venus. And then the right-hand column includes all the houses by community. So the Duckdane Tan are one of the Raven clans of the community of Huna, but they also exist, obviously, in other communities based off their migration and ancestral connections to land. So that could be both in Huna, like we talked about. The Duckdane Tan have all these houses in Huna. They also have this house, Huna Huhit, in Chitka Kwan or Sitka. I just wanted to bring that up because as we traveled through different communities, we wanted to be aware of the clans and our relationships to them, and also, where those clans also exist. This particular canoe journey was really impactful for a lot of our crew because some of them were going to areas where they had ancestral ties and either hadn't visited before or hadn't visited in a long time. And for me, it was really powerful to see, I don't know, just hear them share about their connections. So that's our first clan that we talked about for the Raven Moiety and Huna. And that's a little bit about how you can cross-reference and learn more about clans. Okay, next one. I feel like that's a pinched L. Let me check really quick. So the next one, let's look at it. See if I get, oh, what is this? I never noticed this on the side. Oh, okay. On the side of this chart you have, looks like a connection to people's migration or a reference. Okay, I'm going to search through and see what else we find. So tluknach adi should be a pinched L because it comes from the word tluk, which is coho. I'm going to put a pinched L here, and we're going to look at this clan. So repeat this clan name after me. Tluknach adi.
Tluk Adi.
Ah, that's our another Raven Moiety clan in Khuna. And this underline X. So if we're looking at a little bit more about the Tluknach Adi, we can see the area they're from, people of Deep Bay, a salmon stream north of Klukwan or Deep Bay. Primary crest is coho. Secondary crests are raven, frog, octopus, sea lion, whale. And then also by community. So the Tluknach Adi are from Shitka Kwan, Ak Kwan, Gunachu Kwan, and Yakdat Kwan. If you're of the Tluknach Adi and you're refinding your connection to your house, this is a great resource. It has a list of a lot of houses by community and their English meanings. So that's the Tluknach Adi. Yeah, Derek, you have a question?
It seems to be a mild correlation, but there seems to be some kind of correlation between the suffixes on the Raven and Eagle clan names. Is that relevant to them being Raven and Eagle, or is that just kind of location coincidence, or what?
Oh. You mean like at the end of the clan name, the Adi?
Yeah, the Adi seems to be more common in the Raven, and the Ons and Ads seems to be more common in the Eagles.
Oh, that's so interesting. Thank you for bringing that up. You know where I would look? I don't know, but where I would look, where my curiosity takes me right now, is to the dictionary because now I want to see what this is a contraction of. So let's see what happens if we search Duknach Adi in the dictionary. Maybe we'll find a gloss. And then, of course, we'll ask, this is a good question for an elder or a person of the clan. I'm going to scroll through and see if I find a breakdown. Duknach Adi. I'm probably going to ask René first. And also Shakhsani Keeg.
I've done a little bit of research and it's, I think, just a house group, like that's moiety based, basically.
Hmm.
And then
Oh, cool.
underneath that, you get the on, my clan, Ishkatan, originated from the Ganach Adi. So we're a sub house of that, of the Ganach Adi.
Oh.
So it just kind of I think, just kind of denotes whether it's like a main house or sub house or.
Oh, awesome. Goodness, geez. That is so cool to hear. Yeah, now that you mention that, I'm looking down at the gloss for example, Duckdane Ton. Looks like it's a contraction of Duckdane Hit Ton. So what you're mentioning about the hit, the house, lines up with what we're seeing here. Hit Ton. So
Yeah, like
clan.
Ishka Hitan is a contraction too. So like ish is a word, ka hit ton. So it's like people of the salmon hole. Ish is like a fishing hole, ka on hit house, and then people of.
Oh, so cool. Oh, you guys just taught me something that's awesome. So other examples would be like the Kagwantan. So let's look at them in the dictionary. Kagwantan. Let's scroll through. Ushkitan. Which one is this one? Haknu Kaati. Kagwantan. Or I could look up yours too. I'm trying to find the breakdown of Kagwantan because I've heard it before. Oh. Okay. This one's hard to read as a breakdown, but we see the English translation. So Kahyukan would be burning, and then the house, and then the people of that clan house, like you said, Hit Tan, people of that house. Interesting. We'll talk more about clans from Khuna just because we have this list. And then we'll also, in our next classes, talk about acknowledging your opposites, and then some of the landing protocol that we use, the language that we used in the different places we landed. Before we go, we have a couple minutes left. Did you guys have any other thoughts or comments you wanted to share? Okay. All right, you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you next week on Tuesday, same time, same link.
Gunalchi suye kwasatin.
Oh, yekwati, yohansu gunalchish.
Gonna sheesh.